Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle a super cool math tool. And trust me, by the end of this, you're going to be a total pro. We're talking about the protractor. So have you ever looked at something like, I don't know, the corner of a room, or maybe a perfect slice of pizza, and thought, how would I even measure that? How sharp is that corner? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll cover the basics, like what even is an angle? Then we'll get to know our tool, the protractor. After that, the real fun begins. We're not just going to measure angles, we're going to learn how to draw them too. And to wrap it all up, we'll get to know the names for all the different types of angles you'll run into. Sound good? Let's do it. All right, first things first. What is an angle? Before we can start measuring stuff, we kind of need to know what we're actually looking for, right? So an angle, it's really just a way to measure how open two lines are where they meet at a point. Think about opening a book. If you just crack it open a tiny bit, that's a small angle. If you open it all the way up, that's a big angle. See? It's really that simple. Now, every single angle has two key parts you gotta know. That corner point right where the two lines meet, that's called the vertex. And the two lines that make the angle, we call those the arms. So vertex and arms, remember those two words? They're going to be super important in just a minute. Okay, so we know what an angle is. Now, let's meet the tool we're going to use to measure it. It's time to meet the protractor. I know, it might look a little complicated with all those numbers, but trust me, this thing is like a superpower for working with angles. Let's take a closer look. See that little hole or maybe a crosshair right at the bottom in the middle? That's your center point. Super important. And the straight line going right through it, that's the baseline. Think of that as your starting line, your 0-degree mark. And yeah, you've probably noticed there are two rows of numbers, an inner one and an outer one. Don't worry, we'll talk about why that is in just a sec. Okay, enough talk. Let's actually put this thing to the test. It's time to measure an angle. This is where the magic really happens. Seriously, measuring is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Take the center point on your protractor and put it right on top of the angle's vertex. Step 2. Get the baseline of the protractor lined up perfectly with one of the angle's arms. And step 3. You just read the measurement. Now that last step is where people sometimes get stuck, so let's zoom in on that. Okay, this is probably the biggest question people have. You see those two sets of numbers and you think, which one am I supposed to use? But I promise, it's way less tricky than it looks. Here's the secret. It's one simple rule. Always start from 0. That's it. Just look at the arm that's sitting on your baseline. Find the 0 that it's pointing to. Is that 0 on the inside set of numbers or the outside set? Whichever one it is, that's the track you follow with your eyes to read the angle. See? Always start from 0 and you can't go wrong. All right, you've totally mastered measuring angles. So what's the next level? Now, you get to be the one in charge. You're the creator. Let's learn how to draw our very own angles from scratch. This is just 4 easy steps. Ready? First, draw a nice straight line. That's your first arm. And pop a little dot on the end for your vertex. Second, grab your protractor and line it up just like we learned. Center point goes on the vertex dot and the baseline goes right on top of the arm. Third, find the number you want on the correct track. Remember to start from 0 and just make a tiny dot on your paper. And last step, connect the dots. Use a ruler to draw a line from your vertex dot to that new measurement dot. And boom, you just drew a perfect angle. Okay, for our last big topic, let's meet the main cast of characters. I'm talking about the different types of angles. Knowing these names will actually help you double-check your work, because you'll know what kind of answer to expect before you even start measuring. First up, meet the acute angle. These are the little guys, any angle that's less than 90 degrees. And here's the easiest way to remember it. They're small and sharp, so they're acute little angles. Get it? Acute angle? Next, we have the famous right angle. This one is special because it's exactly 90 degrees. Not 89, not 91. Exactly 90. And you see these things literally everywhere. The corner of your screen, the corner of a book, the corner of a piece of paper. It's that perfect L shape, just like the corner of a square. And what if an angle is bigger than a right angle? Well, if it's greater than 90 degrees, we call it an obtuse angle. Think of it as a big, wide open angle. Like a comfy chair that's leaning way, way back, that's obtuse. So let's do a super quick review. Acute, that's the small, cute one, less than 90. Right? That's the perfect corner, exactly 90. And obtuse, that's the big, wide one, more than 90. This little chart here is perfect for remembering the basics. So here's the cool part. Now that you know what to look for, you're going to see that angles are absolutely everywhere. So I have a challenge for you. Look around the room you're in right now. What angles can you spot? The corner of your desk, the hands on a clock, maybe even the way your elbow is bent. You're an angle expert now, so go out there and find them.